here. Someone wanted me to look at, was it lots? Yeah, Big Lots. There we go, Big Lots. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think it was Big Lots. Let me see. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. I can't find the image. I had to take a picture because if any time, because I get so many requests for me to look at stocks, and I'm like, so many stocks to look at. It's a lot of work. But it's Sunday. It's Father's Day. So have a pizza on me, a beer on me. I can't have any of that, unfortunately. But big stock Yahoo Finance. So this is what I like to do whenever I learn about a new stock. I pull up the chart. I go to Yahoo Finance and pull up the press release. More. Let's see what their press release strategy is like. So I go to recent news and see what their news press releases, SEC filings are, and then I look up big trading view financials. Yeah, because then I want to see what it's been up to in terms of financials. What are its revenues, cost of goods sold, all that good stuff. What is its balance sheet looking like? So that's it. That's like literally the first three things I do. Okay, new stock. Let's look at it. Let's pull up the chart. Let's see what their press release strategy is by pulling up Yahoo Finance, and then let's look at their fundamentals. Let's look at the bottom line. Let's look at the revenues and all that by looking at the financials through TradingView. It's pretty reliable and it updates consistently. So that's why I use TradingView. But I'm sure there's others as well. And maybe let me just pull up what is it? Y charts. Let me pull up the outstanding shares for big here if it shows up. Well, I guess not. Okay, so let's get started here. So now you know my strategy. Ooh, I just pull up three things and look around. Literally. Uh, you just you just heard me make this sound like why do people buy this thing? I hope no one's buying this. I mean, this thing was pretty incredible back then. Well, up until COVID, this thing was doing. I mean, it was trending to the upside. Not a huge trend like in video, but it was wow. I'm actually shocked. I don't know what Big Lots is. So is that like a Family Dollar? Oh man, COVID destroyed them? No, no, no. They skyrocketed on COVID and then they got destroyed because I guess I don't know what happened. I'm not going to pretend like I know. This is my first time looking at the stock. But over the long term, this thing was, I mean, it was creating higher highs, higher lows. COVID destroyed the share price like it did a lot. And then it rallied from a low of 10 to 70. And then it just took a massive, now it's just I feel anyone holding long and who didn't sell at the top over here, they just got their portfolio got destroyed. Why is it dumping like this though? There has to be a reason. If anyone knows, let me know. Again, this is my first time looking at the stock. It's a subscriber request video, so I have no idea what this is about. Let's look at the total revenue. Let's switch to the yearly total revenue since 2019. Oh, okay. So that's kind of funny. The chart topped out in 2020, and in 2020 their revenues grew from 5.32 to 6.2 billion, and then since then the company's total revenue has been dropping by a no, not a billion, but by a significant amount. You can see the trend here: 6.2, 6.15, 5.47, 4.72. I mean, if it continues like this, it'll be 3.9 or something, and then 2.9. Like it just keeps its revenues are trending to the downside. That's already a terrible company revenue wise. Like, wait, you're making less money every year? That's not how you succeed in life. You make more money every year, or screw you. That's really what it is. Cost of goods sold. Wow, that the cost of goods sold okay. That's interesting. Their cost of goods sold has stayed relatively flat since 2019 to 2023. It stayed in the 3 billion range. That's interesting. Its cost of goods sold has stayed flat. Huh. That's not a bad thing. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Too bad its revenues are going down. What about operating expenses? Their operating expenses have stayed pretty flat too, in the high 1.8 range. Yeah, its operating expenses have stayed flat as well. They were profitable back then, and then since the revenue started tanking year after year, they're not profitable anymore. Yeah, whew, that is horrible. Hey, this company just keeps growing, and now it's doing the opposite. Now it's if someone could tell me why that is, I mean, I'm about to look it up and see why. But you guys who have been following it for a long time, you might know better. ChatGPT, I have to log in again? Really? I swear I was logged in. Holy crap, I have so many accounts. So many Google accounts. Assets to liabilities, pretty much almost one for one now. They've been taking on more liabilities. Interesting. They've been taking on more liabilities as the years go by, while their assets have been kind of flat, which is not good. That's not good when you're taking on more liabilities and your assets are staying flat. Eventually, you'll have more liabilities than assets. The trend is very bad for this stock. Like on the financials, like everything that should be going up is going down. So, or staying flat, or they're taking on more liabilities and their assets are staying flat, which is still pretty bad. Okay, so financially, I wouldn't even touch this stock. On the charts, I would not touch this stock because it just keeps going down. So long term, not a good long term hold right now. Unless it gets some volume and attention, then maybe we'll see some kind of huge run up. I mean, like I would wait to see if it bottoms out somewhere. Right now, it has not bottomed out. It did bottom out recently here, and now it's if this thing goes under $1, it's probably going to have to reverse split, I imagine, right? So that's kind of where it's headed right now. Probably the next big level is going to be $1. $2 and $1 are going to be the big levels to watch out for, like just psychologically, because people love those big run numbers. But other than that, yikes. Let me see what else. Big lots Q1 loss wider than expected, which is really bad. Wider than expected. So not only was it expected for them to post a loss, but it was actually wider than expected. Misses expectations. Hey, you didn't. Hey, you didn't lose as much as we expected. You lost more than we expected. How dare you? That's actually really bad. That's terrible. I've never seen such a bad company. It was great for the first 20 years of the new decade, but then it just went downhill after COVID for some reason. Let me ask ChatGPT. I'm sure she knows. Why is big stock trending to the downside since 2021? Let's see what she has to say before I let you guys go. What the hell? Okay, I just swore. No, whatever. This video probably won't get that many views. Let's be real. This stock is. Oh, I can't say that word either. This stock is unaliving itself slowly. Financial performance, yes, which I just said. Financial performance has been horrible. Consumer spending trends. The company's performance has been affected by broader economic challenges, which have led consumers to cut back on discretionary spending. Increased competition by larger players like Walmart, Target, and Dollar Tree. Negative analyst ratings. I'm not even an analyst and I don't need to get a degree, but I'll tell you right now, all I did is look at some numbers. I looked at the chart and I looked at some PRs and I don't need no. I'm giving it a don't buy rating. So I agree with them to an extent. It's seen a huge drop. Sheesh. Yeah, it has. 73.4% drop. So yeah, never mind. So for whoever told me to look at this one, I hope you're not in it. I hope you are not in this. I don't know who it was. Let me see if I can find that person. But that is a perfect example of it's not even that thing is headed unless people step in. This thing is headed to $1 and under, which then it will have to reverse split like BNED, and then it's kind of Yeah, it's unaliving itself to put. I guess I have to say that now. No, it's not DEADING. It's not doing that. It's unaliving itself. So I'm trying to find the person who asked me to look at it. Like I said, I get so many requests, I forget. Love IQST. Thanks. I don't remember, but that is it for the video. Hopefully you took something away from this. I mean, you learned how I look into it, right? Oh, there she is, or he. Susan Burns commented, please cover big lots. They are going to have a massive short squeeze. Michael Burry is buying the dip. Insiders are loading. The ISI is destroyed. Is Michael Burry actually buying the dip on lots? That sounds fake. Is she a bot? I think that's a guy. You never know nowadays. People identify as whatever. So you can't assume. Might look like a girl, but identify as a guy. You never know nowadays. You can't assume. They might identify as a panda bear. You don't know a cat. You just don't know. But is Michael Burry bu- buying the dip on lots? What it says here that he sold his stake. So Michael Burry, I think that might be a bot. I don't think that's a real person. Okay, so he purchased shares in fourth quarter of 2023, and then by the first quarter of 2024, he sold his entire stake. And he sold for good reason. The financial struggles, the significant losses and decline in stock performance. If it's going to be a short squeeze, like I said, that's probably the only play. That's the only play I can see is if it gets volume, and then it'll rip. But until that happens, until we see that, right now it's just a stock that's slowly unaliving itself, and that is it.